If you're thinking about moving to the Virginia Peninsula, then undoubtedly York County is on your mind. A lot of people moving this way. I've heard really great things about the area, so that's what we'll talk about in today's video. My name is David Tortellini. I'm with eXp Realty, and we're going to focus on what you can get in York County for between $500,000 and $600,000. We're going to focus on the southern portion of York County, so from Yorktown down to the Pocosin border. We'll hit up Tabb, Grafton, and Yorktown, see what the difference is in those three different areas. All right, let's get out there and get to it. Alrighty, well, it is an absolutely gorgeous day here in May in Virginia. It's about 80 degrees, and we are in a neighborhood called Running Man, and this is a neighborhood in Tabb that's very well known. And so Tabb is part of York County, and the thing about this area, Tabb, that really drives everyone, the houses here are generally bigger than a lot of the rest of the area. But what you're also going to find is that people fight over this area because they're looking to get into the school district. So, of course, as a real estate agent, we're not allowed to talk about schools or something, but you know, for people here, they are really looking to get into this Tabb school district, Mount Vernon and Tabb Elementary, all the way up through high school. So really just an area that's highly desirable for a number of reasons. As you can see, it's really pretty picture-perfect suburb kind of area right here. So, you know, and then this area, Tabb, being so close to NASA and Langley Air Force Base, it's just, it's so desirable. It's in a perfect location in terms of just access to everything. It's like one street takes you all the way into pretty much everything that you want to get to. And then this is the house that recently sold, 105 Wekamoco. And then, so this one was listed for $535 and closed at $550. So $550 in this neighborhood is going to be pretty entry level. So the majority of homes in Running Man sell in the 6s. They can get up into the 8s as well, you know. But those are going to be the newer homes. So these, some of the ones that are going to sell in the 5s are usually like 1980 something builds. And so once you get up into the 90s and 2000s, you also start to get to 5-bedroom homes. So that one was like a 4-bed, 2.5 bath. It's about $2,866 for square feet. So really nice size home still. But then when you get to the little bit newer homes and you get to the 5-bedroom homes, the price point really jumps up about $100,000. So, you know, overall, Tabb is going to be probably on the peninsula the most desirable area, and the prices here are just going to be higher than most other places. So, you know, this mid-5 range is going to be pretty entry level for a nice, you know, 4-bed, 2.5 bath home. Alrighty, well now we are up in Grafton. So this is just up Route 17, another few minutes from Tabb. Really, they connect and then it just kind of turns from one into the other. But so up in this way, we're in a neighborhood now called Jacob Springs. And so this is a really good example of what you can get in the 500s here. And so in this neighborhood, in the last 6 months, there've only been 4 sales. It's not a huge neighborhood, but 3 of the 4 have been in the 5s, and then 1 was in the high 4s. So you're gonna get here, you know, early 90s build. So a lot of Grafton doesn't have quite the prestige, I would say, that Tabb does. And I think that's kind of one of the big differences in why you pay more in Tabb. But you know, a lot of people still are moving here for the school system, you know, nice big suburban type neighborhoods that people really love. And, you know, here you're looking at, you know, homes that are going to sell in the, you know, I mean, really it's going to run the gamut in this neighborhood from low fives to high fives, but you're going to get a little bit newer house than where we just were. So in Grafton, you're going to probably get a little bit more value than you would in Tabb in terms of the type of house that you're going to get in the 500s, and that's one of the advantages here. But you still have great access. Like when you go out onto 17, there's still, you know, restaurants and shops and things like that on 17. Now, when you live in York County, the thing to know is there really isn't a whole lot in York County. You're mostly going to Newport News for things. So like York County technically has a really great Kroger. It's probably the best grocery store, but that, if you ask me, I mean, it's right on the border of Newport News and York County, but then things like Whole Foods and all that, you're really going to go to Newport News. You're going to go to Newport News for like your Home Depot and Lowe's and all that kind of stuff too. So up in this area, yeah, you're going to get a little bit newer home, a little bit probably better value overall. So for example, you know, here's the latest house to sell. This is 106 Jacobs, and this one was listed at 45 and sold for 510. It's about 2,700 square feet, you know, 4 beds, 2.5 baths. So really similar to the house we just saw in Running Man, except for $40,000 less, and it's about I think about 7 years newer. So most of the homes in this neighborhood are like 1991. So a little bit newer, you know, similar size. You got to drive a few more minutes, and I think that's where you kind of get that value when you get up here and you head up into the Grafton area. Alrighty, well now we're going to find ourselves up in Yorktown, and specifically in a neighborhood called Marlbank Cove. So this is a big established neighborhood, and I think up here you're going to find that you get even more bang for your buck. So, you know, the house that I wanted to show you is actually right here. It's going to be our very first home that we're going to walk by, and this is a 4-bed, 3.5 bath, 3,400 plus square foot home that sold for $595. So as you can see in this neighborhood, you know, you're going to get some really nice, big, beautiful homes. And I really do think that, you know, you're going to get more value because we're even further up Route 17 now. So we're another 10 minutes further north, you know, so that's going to get you further away from, you know, NASA, from Langley Air Force Base, and really kind of from like a lot of the good shopping. And so this is it's a little out of the way, like a little out of the way. You know, you have to go an extra 5 or 10 minutes to get some places. So it's not like the end of the world, but you get some really good value up here. And my favorite part about living in this area is that you're right by Yorktown Beach in historic Yorktown. So if you don't know that area, you know, great riverfront beaches and good restaurants and walking and hiking and, you know, historic battlefields and all sorts of good stuff. So, you know, you're really going to see that you get a lot of great value out of being in this area. And yeah, so, you know, compared to say Tabb, you know, if you were to compare this to Tabb, which is about, you know, going to be about 15 to 20 minute drive down 17, depending on traffic. So traffic up and down 17 can get you a little bit too, so you got to kind of be aware of that. But for the most part, you're going to get up this way. I think you're going to get a little bit more. Now, when you're in Yorktown and Seaford, what you do need to be aware of is that as you get a little towards the coast, you're going to get some flood insurance that you need to be cautious of. So keep an eye out for that, but it's usually, you know, not a big deal. If you're buying on the water, you know what you get. And, you know, and for the most part, you're going to get a little bit more quiet. I think when you get out of a big subdivision like this, you are actually going to get a little bit more space too. There's certainly opportunities to kind of get away from people up this part of York County as well. So overall, this is, yeah, this is a great example of what you can get in the 500s. There have been several sales in this neighborhood in the 500s in the last couple of months. you know, this neighborhood can range up to the 900s too. So it's not like there isn't a big, massive luxury in this neighborhood too. So, but even then, it's at a bit of a better value than I think what you're going to get in other parts of York County. All right, well, I hope that gives you a great understanding of what you can get in York County for between $500,000 and $600,000. In the description below, you'll find links to each of the properties you swung by today, so you can check those out, as well as a link to a safe search of properties actively for sale between $500,000 and $600,000. Do me a huge favor, like this video, subscribe to our channel. My name is David Tortellini, and my team and I are standing by waiting to help you. Our contact information is below, so reach out, and we hope to hear from you soon.